Hey, what's up, Aries? This is Common Sense Oracle, and I'm here to do your January 8th through 14th Oracle reading. I will be using the Soul's Journey for this reading. It's one of my favorite decks. And keep in mind that I am not psychic. I'm not a medium. I'm intuitive. And like my name implies, I apply common sense to all my readings. I don't really get too frou-frou with it. I don't delve into it, especially because these are general readings. What I like to do is just whatever spirit is letting me know, whatever comes through, I just relay those messages to you. And then of course I'm going to give you my own little spin on it, because you're watching my videos, and you're here for my gifts. So that's how this goes down. I keep my videos nice and short and sweet and to the point, and hopefully I give you a little nugget of information, a little bit of wisdom that you'll be able to apply to your life, my dear. All right, I am shuffling off camera because shuffling on camera is, well, I'll get to let you see, it's rather cumbersome. All right, so I am shuffling off camera, but I am just about finished. And so, my dear, here we go. Aries, I'm going to go ahead and pull for you, and we're going to pull 2 cards. All right, darling, here we go. So our first one we've got is grief, okay? The second one that we've got for you is fear. All right, well, those are pretty, I don't want to say that they're heavy, but those are definitely some things that you're going to have to be facing. Potentially. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what the cards actually say. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. All right. So you know what? Let me just tell you something. And maybe it's reading it backwards, but I'm just going to tell you what kind of comes through. Fear often breeds a lot of negative emotions in life. Okay. There's a lot of things in life that can happen that stem from fear. Okay. Grief is an emotion that you typically feel after a fear has become realized, or something that you never even knew how to cope with to begin with, whether it be tragedy or it be a situation that you never really saw yourself in. That's where kind of grief comes in, right? And these two can often play off of one another. So what I need you to understand is that there may be a situation in your life right now, and particularly this week, where you're going to have to either face your fear or face your grief. Okay. There's a quote: running from emotions is much more exhausting than actually feeling them. And I need you to understand that. A lot of the times, and keep in mind right here, I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it, right? So if you are grieving the loss of something, or you're fearful of the loss of something, just keep in mind that our lives are completely and utterly temporary, right? So all you really have is now. There is no sense in running away from an emotion or from a fear or from any sort of thing negative when you can face it head on, as hard as you can, and do your very best to overcome it with the little time that you do have here. Okay, so something may be coming up this week that's going to test these with you. Okay, what I really want you to do is I want you to remember that, like this just says, I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Keep that in mind as much as you possibly can this week, that you want to live and have an open heart in the most loving way that you can, and that means loving yourself and allowing yourself to feel certain emotions without necessarily attaching to them. Okay, so my dear, please don't be alarmed at this. This could be something as simple as having a conversation that you've been worried about having. This could be something as simple, or as complex as dealing with something that happened even years ago. Something that caused you so much grief, or something that caused you a lot of fear. This is not necessarily saying that, oh, something bad is going to happen, blah, 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 because that kind of thing cannot be predicted a lot of the time. It can't, tragedy is a tragedy because it happens out of nowhere. Nobody could predict that it was going to happen. Okay. This is not some sort of prediction that you're going to have some fear and some grief this week. This is probably more of what's coming through to me, is that it's a call to action to be aware of these emotions and these feelings, and then decide, what, am I going to give into that, or am I going to use that to propel myself to appreciate what I do have, and to live in the energy of love. All right, my dear, I hope that helps you and gives you a little bit of insight into the week, into what you may be going through. And I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, Aries.